Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Marvel's Runaways Season 3 Episode 1, Smoke and Mirrors. Marvel's Runaways Season 3 is here. I cannot believe it. It feels like I remember sitting here in my room a year ago, okay, give or take. The ending of Season 2 was crazy and just thinking how on earth am I going to survive the wait for Season 3, and now we're here. It is the final season, which I am scared about. I assume they knew it was the final season, and whenever writers know it's the final season, I get scared because they could actually kill people off for good because it's the end. But yeah, I am very much excited for this. I love these characters in this show so much, and I cannot wait to get started on the wonderful journey of Season 3. 10 episodes. Let's go.
We're still missing one.
He's our son. Who's the host? It could be one of the kids.
Who's the host? I'm not ready for this. I'm ready for this. Oh, hello, Chase. I'm guessing that this is a pod-induced dream. You couldn't get a nice dream? Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, sweetheart. This isn't real, so I'm not stressed about anyone but Chase because he's actually going through this. They're thinking this is real. They released this actually, didn't they?
Let her go!
Sweetheart, it's not real. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. It's not real, my darling.
Where are your parents?
Just calm down.
His weakness is his
Where's
parents.
your family?
That's what got him into this mess.
I am home.
Oh baby, you are home. Good job. Because that was his mistake last season, giving him his pull to his parents, especially given his past and everything he went through.
I can't lose you.
Oh sweetheart. So this is what he wants, to choose better, to choose against his parents and
Good morning, sweetheart.
to not give in to that.
Actually, I thought it would be like
I think this is what she's always wanted to. It wasn't a nightmare for Chase, it was his dream of actually saving Gert, and
Don't diminish yourself. I wouldn't be here without you.
so she wants their roles reversed. But really the ideal world would be both of them getting their
First talk to that
significant
shaggy girl in astronomy class.
careers and
I
make a
know she was a
family.
cheat.
They released snippets of this on Twitter and I thought it looked like a dream, like Carolina's pod dream. I feel quite sorry for Chase that even his dreams involve people getting hurt and killed because that's just been his experience of life since he was a child. Something like this is in your future, I believe it, guys. A real version of it. I don't think any of us want to give on winning. Poor babies. Oh. Nico, I don't think Carolina's here. She's having one of her weird Morgan Le Fay dreams. Because that's one of the big things they talked about in the pre-season. That's a trick of some kind to try and stop her feeling guilty about doing dark things with her powers, right? I love you, Nico. You were getting through this. I can already tell I'm not gonna like
What
you.
would you like, Nico? I already have.
Oh dear. Getting her to trust her by helping her out.
Feel Carolina
She looks
out?
weird not in white.
Must
Still.
be some sort of
Even though I've seen her in other things, but as Leslie. Who's the fourth alien?
My mom is wearing pink.
Here's the magistrate.
Do you know about your dad?
Did
There
she?
was a gas leak? It's pride up there. If they're speaking into a microphone, it's probably a lie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Says the previous, head of Pride.
Seen a little-
You're not doing a very good job.
His family took new bodies.
But my dream thing was too far-fetched.
We had it.
Yeah, what happened to the person?
That the aliens are inside our parents.
It
Three of
would
them.
make sense.
Just on our communication devices, and we will retrieve you immediately.
The news would be like, the Pride people are getting weirder and
The
weirder.
magistrate's wife.
Who was she talking to?
The fourth alien, the sun.
How do we know who he's inside of?
I don't think you
don't.
do.
Or you're all a bunch of psychotic assholes who deserve to rot in jail.
Yeah, one of them sat right there.
To find Gert.
We have to find Carolina.
Okay, so you're still mad at Chase?
Of course I'm still mad.
In my home
Still
life,
be
I've
mad,
been
but you know he just
warrior to
doesn't hate you and he's not
Maybe,
evil.
but it's try to warn us about
He
Pride.
did.
More like you led them straight to us.
Because he was naive. You know how naive he is.
The magistrate doesn't know about the baby, so it must remain.
Yeah, well,
Unless the fourth alien's right here, which is...
Careful out there.
Oh, I guess these are the most likely suspects.
We're only gonna get one shot at a
It's kind of Alex or Molly, I think, are the most likely. Because if it was Chase, he would have been like, hey dad, when he realised.
Gear, do you need? It's my pink hat. I'm going to save Gert.
Oh, Molly, sweetie, she's not there.
Why would I calm down? I'm being held hostage. I'm not calm.
Nope.
This is my end game. You know, where two of my greatest achievements were conceived.
Oh goodness.
Genetically engineered dinosaur.
Rethink. Your plan sucks, Dale.
It really, really does. We need to just move this along and get Gert home.
I'd much rather eat the cute boy downstairs in the tube.
No, no eating of the people downstairs on the tubes.
Their lives are a mess. But until we can leave.
Can I at least cut one of the specimens open? See
No.
what's inside.
You have to pick Janet, okay guys? But we're not doing anything to any of the specimens.
Let's go.
It just kind of hit me that I'm watching Runaways and
Before we
I'm
leave,
so
there's
excited
something
and
we need to
terrifying.
discuss.
Molly.
Well, see, both Molly and Alex are kind of suspicious here in the sense that, obviously,
Self-defense, I guess.
it could just be
What do you think,
Molly
you guys or
not
Gert?
wanting to kill her mum, or it could be the alien one of
No
his
way, you're
family.
leaving me here.
Oh,
I'm
Molly,
serious.
sweetie. And vice versa with Alex.
Kill.
If he's a wild card that doesn't want to be part of the family anymore, he might want to kill them, etc. Oh, goodness. It's a lot to ask. I don't think any of them know what they're actually going to be capable of until they're in the moment.
Kill or be killed.
Oh, Molly. If you... I just really want to know who the fourth alien is.
Harris's crew. It was my crew.
I'm just saying.
That's not a good... That doesn't help the case.
I asked if I'd stay and observe the Hadron
Her
Collider.
perfect life.
What's your favorite?
It's too weirdly perfect.
The algorithm.
Mm-hmm. Well worked out. At least you knew more about it having been in there. I can't imagine it's that simple. Or if it is, she's still stuck in the tube and can't get out and they'll just put her back under. But it's locked to her.
I'll do anything.
Oh, sweetie.
How about you just hold off on the compliments and help me check on
Yeah.
her things?
Can you teach me?
Oh, she can see Chase.
You're in here too?
Oh, they're gonna fight. He knows too. Where's Carolina? And back she goes. God, this is like, oh, just being trapped like that, especially as a prisoner, is horrific. At least Victor, kind of to begin with, oh God, thought he was being healed, and he was. He would just be kept in longer. You're not going to a hospital.
I believe that look means we need to talk.
Oh God.
We're not even a family.
You are a family, all of you. I love you
also an
all.
orphan. You learn there's no room for emotions.
But that's not healthy. For humans, maybe for your species it
Why you
is.
don't smile? I don't want to stop being me.
You don't need to, Molly.
I think you're on your way to being both.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Who's the fourth alien? Because,
I
like, if it's Molly, then this is all fake.
arms around each other.
No, don't try and smile. No getting hungry unless you go for Janet, which I will tolerate. Your stepdaughter. Oh gosh, she's going in.
Excuse me. We need to talk.
I love her because it's a dream. Everyone's like, I've been shoved, but hey.
The magistrate.
Oh,
Laura,
this is where they are.
Plan.
Oh,
this is my plan, Alex.
I mean, you kind of do need a plan before just storming in.
Elena's really important to you, isn't she?
Of course she.
More than anything.
Alex is the fourth alien, isn't he? I feel like he's been acting the most off.
Look, I know. That's hard.
I don't know, I just feel like Alex wouldn't just say
When you got us all back together, this...
Carolina's most important to, etc. But
What I wanted was to make you happy.
okay, this could be Alex. That could have been Alex. I don't know. I'm just clutching at
I guess I
straws.
succeeded in that.
Oh, that's Alex. That's really sweet. I mean, that is really sweet. That is Alex. Who the bloody hell is this fourth alien? If it's a Nico and she's battling with the bloody staff and the bloody fourth
There's
alien.
someone else. We gotta regroup.
Mm-hmm.
Arm ourselves.
I do think you need to regroup. You know where they are now.
Let's go.
I mean, okay, it's not all three of them, but
Why? Oh, yeah, you mean Jonah. Why are you asking me about my dad?
you didn't know it was your stepdaughter, of course.
I have a sister?
Not for long.
Oh, no, no, no. Don't you dare.
Shorten her, honey.
Don't you dare. What's she doing? Is she just turning it into like a nightmare scenario? She's just making it into a nightmare scenario. She's not like hurting Carolina beyond that, right?
Really, this guy, you would let me go this instant? I get that you love me and you miss me, but I ran away for a lot of very right reasons, and now it is too late.
Muffin. I said you're right.
I'm right about a lot of things. Can you be more specific?
Exactly.
Crazy. I don't know, keep you here with me where you'd be safe if deeply unhappy. I'm sorry.
Then let her go. And let old Lace go. And they can go home. And to be honest, as much as I don't trust the Pride parents, we're going to be needing work with them to deal with the aliens, so you can all go home. I love you, old Lace.
Gave her powers that we've hardly begun.
Powers?
What can you do with her?
I like this. I'd like to know more.
Holy shit, I'm driving old lace.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really fast. Check me out, I'm doing it.
Tree. Oh, poor baby.
She confessed to the killing of Darius Davis.
Oh my goodness. I mean, she did that. Is she sacrificing herself for her husband?
I only sacrificed 17 innocent kids.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all the parents deserve to be in
That
prison,
deal
so
with Jonah
I accept this.
cost me everything.
They both should have stayed in, really. I don't think the full alien's in either of them. It's definitely not in her.
Wait for me.
It's going to be one of the kids because that's more dramatic storytelling. I didn't think this was going to take this turn. I thought they'd be out and off scot-free because they're so rich.
Whoa,
what
the?
Wasn't it just you?
She didn't. Of course she didn't. No, I hope she wouldn't figure it out so soon, or... Yep, it's all real. Someone go after her. I am actually more scared of his family than Jonah.
Never a minute's.
Father, it's me, your son.
Yes.
Gert!
Deputy's experience.
I get it, you guys were freaking out.
I didn't think it was Gert because she was with Dale. Or is this some sort of a trick?
So can you come get
Is
me
she
already?
back with
says,
the...
You know what, maybe I just changed my mind.
No.
Is she back with the rest of the kids?
Longitude and latitude.
And this is a trick to get them out of the house? See, I feel like... I don't know that... Oh, no, I'm doubting that it's Gert, but that could have been a trick to get them out of the house, or it is Gert, and I'm stressed either way. Every way. I'm just stressed. I'm a ball of stress.
No. I'm the fourth alien?
No, sweetheart.
If an alien jumped in, they jump right back out.
Thanks. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It worked.
It worked, exactly, yes. So who the hell is the fourth alien? My goodness. Oh, you've got to just
I'll never see her again.
stick with it.
Look at
Okay,
these three
Nico,
guys with their
sweetheart.
hands on the
Poor old Chase not getting a visitor. Oh, I'm so excited. I was hoping that they would get saved. I'm jumping ahead on myself. I think they're going to get saved. But I was hoping it would happen in the first episode.
Would you like a crepe?
Come back and get us!
Is he going to see Chase? Oh, Chase trying to save him.
But I bet it's my fault, isn't it?
Oh, baby.
It's just me.
He does feel awful. I love them all so much. Oh my goodness! Oh, Molly. Is she gonna get through at all?
The one that you held.
Molly, run! Okay, getting a shield works too. But okay, it didn't work that well. And then she's gonna run back and Zavin's gonna look like him and say, I saw her run that way. You see Molly in pain, and that's gonna be enough to trigger the strong emotional response. Oh goodness. Oh Molly, my love.
I'm your daughter. It's Wally.
Oh my god.
It worked! It's only gonna be temporary, but
Wait, I'm coming with you.
No. Sweetheart.
she's gonna get taken over again. Get the inhibitor pods, quickly! I'm sorry, Molly. But you got through to her. And so she left her all alone in there. Okay, we need to hurry. Alex knows how to get them out, okay, Nico?
What I have always wanted most.
So I guess for Chase, it was the chance to make up for what he did. And save them all.
I'll come back for you.
She will.
Okay?
I lamp you.
A lamp, all of you. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I knew it couldn't go smoothly. Oh god.
Where is she?
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Something's not right here.
Does he mean that they're there or that she changed Carolina's dream?
Say everyone is
Different. This one's very different.
be right back.
You can't seek medical care. And then the baby glows. It's just like Carolina. At least I hope it's just like Carolina. No! I just have to go away for an hour. Like, my binge is going to be temporarily interrupted. Ugh. Okay, so that was a fantastic first episode back. I'm so happy Runaways is back. I love these characters so much, and I'm just, I feel like my brain is pretty scrambled. I've been having quite a scrambled time at the moment in my life, like a lot is going on in my life at the moment, so my brain is a little bit not as with it as it normally is, I guess, but oh my goodness, just I love this show so much, and I'm really sad that it's the final season, but I'm also really glad that we do get these final 10 episodes and to see these wonderful characters and see them grow, and we're still no closer to figuring out who the fourth alien was. I thought it was far too quick for them to have revealed it as being Gert, and then then I was like, oh, maybe that was all a part of the kid's plan, and then I was like, oh no, it was, and it was the kid's plan, but obviously it was Zavin, not Gert, and I don't know why. I'm annoyed at myself not figuring it out sooner, but then, I mean, Jonah also didn't figure out that it was not his daughter on the roof, so we're all to blame. Wow, so I mean, I love this show, and this show is always been a show that works best as a tapestry. You know, every episode plays into the next one. You get kind of left with a cliffhanger and then you've got to binge, is how they're designed. And I'm already sucked right in. And I mean, these characters have always been so special to me, and I'm just so excited to get to see them. And Molly finding her hair clip, Molly getting to get through to Stacey, and that's always the thing with the show, that all these kids have got such a complicated relationship with their parents, because Chase aside, they love each other. I mean, I know Nico, after her sister's death, things got a bit more tense in their family, but at the base of all of their relationships is this deep love you have for your parents. And when your parents disappoint you, it's really hard to deal with, and I've experienced that with my dad on a much more minor level to what they're going through, but it is such a difficult thing to deal with, and we see them all dealing with it differently. You know, when they save Carolina, I mean, Hannah gets to just hang around and be part of the group, she's fine. When we see, you know, Chase last season, I think for Chase, like I talked a lot about last season, he was already used to the cycle of abuse. He was already used to the parent does something unforgivable, they say they're sorry, you forgive them and you want to make sure they know that and you want to be there for them and help them through it. Then the thing, it goes again and again and again. So Chase going back to them, especially with his dad said he was sick, very much fitted in with the pattern of his life already, which is something that they've not really dealt with the other kids. The other kids, this was the first time most of them had realised their parents could be evil, could go dark. So I'm glad that we kind of got to see Molly still caring about Stacey, and the strength of her love was what pulled Stacey through. And you know, at the end of the day, these parents are not cold-blooded psychopaths, most of them. Most of them genuinely do have love for their kids, and they just had very selfish motives, got in over their head with these deals they made with Jonah, and did some truly despicable things, but they didn't do them out of being evil. They did them out of giving in to their darkest sides, you know, in the sense that, you know, they are evil with what they have done, but they aren't black, it's not black and white, they are not just evil, there is more to them than that. So I think in the terms of this fight against the magistrate's family, any of the parents that are able to will help, obviously, and I think from what they've said that, you know, that was Morgan Le Fay or whatever, I know from trailers and from the odd interview I've watched, I try not to watch too much stuff, but I have watched a little bit because I couldn't resist, that she's going to be a big thing with Nico, and I feel like it's going to be a big threat maybe for the second half of the season, and I think again the parents would probably help with that, but at the end of the day I can't see it ending with all the kids moving back home and everything being rosy and wonderful, because as much as someone like Chase is used to glossing over everything, is used to just wanting to be there for his parents despite the fact that they've hurt him, that isn't healthy for any of them. And I think what Gert, assuming it was Gert, said to Dale was quite accurate, that, you know, things are different now, and she left for very good reasons. So I'm so excited to see where the show goes, and I really hope they knew it was the end so that they can actually end it rather than leave us with another cliffhanger or in the lurch with a lot more story to tell. I want it to be left satisfied and completed. All of their dreams were very interesting. You know, at first I thought Chase's was a nightmare just because they were being held prisoner by hostile forces, and so I thought he was kind of being made to live through a nightmarish scenario. But then when he saved Gert and she was like, oh, you're my hero, I realised that it wasn't just as simple as it being Gert telling him he was his hero. It was obviously, you know, that's sort of in his dream he'll be able to be that for Gert in the same way that I'm sure Nico wants to be Carolina's hero, etc. But for him, you know, he already was, from the moment he walked away from them all, he was battling with himself as to whether or not it was the right decision. And obviously we saw him go to text, I think I made a mistake, can I come back? But then he got brought into pride. You know, Chase has got perhaps the most complicated relationship with his parents going into all of this. So for him, he knows he made the wrong choice, but I don't think he made it for unforgivable reasons, and the rest of them have every right to be angry with him. I'm not saying that they have to just forgive him. I think if they knew the full extent of his circumstances, they might be a little bit more forgiving towards him. And I think Alex, assuming it's Alex, not the fourth alien, I'm getting very stressed about all this, he kind of saw that Chase was saving him in his vision, you know, and Chase said to him, oh, it's all my fault. If you're here, it's all my fault. Obviously in Chase's mind, thinking Alex had been captured too. So from that sense, I think it wasn't a nightmare for Chase, it was a nightmare scenario because that's been most of his life, living in that abusive household and then the runaway experience and everything. But it was him being able to be the one to protect them and to save them. You know, he saved Gert, he stopped the parents, he stood up to them, he saved Gert, and then he was able to go back and save Alex, Molly and Carolina and all of them and Nico, and just be there for them when he feels like he hasn't. And I think that tells you a lot about Chase and who he is as a person. Then obviously Carolina's vision was very romantic and very sweet, but I think it was very much in fitting with, she hasn't just made any big choices like Chase has made. You know, it shows you that she's not planning on dumping Nico for Zavin anytime soon, poor old Zavin. I mean, I hope that betrothed thing goes out the window pretty quickly. I could get to like Zavin as a character if she just, you know, did a bit more of her just being Zavin and less of the betrothed nonsense from last season. But it was a very beautiful wedding and kind of just that concept. But again, I think the kids gave Chase a lot of stick for wanting to go back to his parents, yet in Carolina's vision, her mum was there, and I know that because she had her mum there with her. So I think kind of they will ultimately come around to forgiving Chase is what I mean. But I loved that Carolina's vision was their wedding and that it was such a sort of fairy tale wedding and everything was perfect and wonderful. And I like that Nico got to see that too, which was very lovely. And then obviously Janet was having the reverse of the life she'd had, with Victor being the happy little house husband. Victor essentially being not even remotely the man she married, so genuinely Janet Stein should have left a long time ago. But she did give up on everything. You know, the ideal result for two brilliant minds who meet and fall in love is to both have careers, to both go out there and change the world, to do it together even, but if not, to just support each other and be there for each other. And you can still have a family, you can still find a way, especially when you have as much money as they do. And obviously it's very different to the abusive Victor Stein that she did have. And I mean, he's, I guess, gone for good, but he's probably going to survive. I mean, I think it was very telling and very interesting to see kind of what's most important to all of them at the moment. For Carolina, it's this love that she's found. It's feeling safe and loved and like it's okay to be who she is and to be with Nico and just wanting that happily ever after with everyone around her. For Janet, it's still her most pressing thing. My happiest vision wasn't having Chase and just being a mum and being with him, or wasn't trying to make up for the mistakes she's made along the way. It was back to her very biggest regret, which is that she let her career slide to be a wife to her husband. And I think that's quite telling on the fact that she's maybe not quite as remorseful as she could be. I don't think that any of the parents are entirely unremorseful, but I think, you know, it shows you that whereas Chase has made one mistake, and that was what his vision was fixated on, for Janet it was still me, my career. And I mean, it's interesting is all I'm going to say about that one. And then like I said, Chase, his biggest motivation to make his happiest place was being able to fix the mistake he's made and to be able to be there for them all. And I love him. I love all the kids, but I often feel like Chase has needed me the most to love him and support him and tell him that I believe in him. So I will continue to do that this season unless he changes his character rapidly or turns out to be the fourth alien and he just didn't bother telling his family, or by the way it's me. Yeah, so then the mystery of who the fourth alien is. Gert is still a candidate. I don't think it's her. I think Old Lace would probably be reacting a bit differently. And again, I don't think it's Nico, because Nico wouldn't just... I don't think it's Nico, because Nico's got the staff issues and the Morgan Le Fay issues coming up. Now I suppose if the two were just separate, it could have been Nico, but given that we're already getting bits of that, I feel like it's not going to be Nico. So then the most obvious suspects are both Molly and Alex. Now Molly seemed very Molly-like, which means Alex, like, just in the sense that she got emotional with Stacey, and I think if that was the fourth alien, he would have just gone along with the plan, but he wouldn't have felt any need to try and reach out to Stacey. So unless Molly, through her, doesn't hear him, but through her enhanced strength, is being able to fight the fourth alien, keeping back, unless Molly is being able to be stronger than him, or maybe, I suppose same could be said with Nico, then maybe one of them could be it, but otherwise Alex is the most likely suspect. And you know, like last season, there were a couple of times where, you know, he got really, really angry at AWOL and he kind of lost himself a bit. Now that is so easily explained as just being Alex. They're going through hell, they're going through stress, losing himself and even getting rid of his parents. I mean, that's something Alex would very much want to do, but at the same time, the fourth alien likes mayhem, he likes destruction, and kind of, I could see the fourth alien just doing that, you know, like, I feel like it could also be something as weird as like Leslie's baby. What if he jumped into the unborn baby and that's why it was extra glowy? I don't know. I mean, the baby is now a suspect too. But I just really need to know. I think of the kids, Alex is my most likely suspect, just based on how they've all been acting. There's been not as much with Alex that I feel like couldn't be explained. Alex is the most likely, basically, because all of the rest of them have been put in situations or acted in a way that would be very good acting from the fourth alien. Now, if the fourth alien is just going for it with the acting, brilliant, but I am very much intrigued and I'm desperate to find out, and I hope we find out kind of in the next episode. And so yeah, where we left all the characters, so obviously Stacey, what's she going to do? Is she just going to run away from Molly and then the alien will take back over control and she'll go home? Is she going to go and try and turn herself into the police and confess to something? You know, what was Stacey's plan that I assume was going from Molly? I hope Molly was able to pick up from the car those inhibitor pods, but we will see. They didn't seem concerned like they'd lost those. Surely that was part of the plan. And then we have Nico and Alex, who they have found Chase's mum and Carolina, and they know how to get them out, but they have the small hit of the magistrate and the daughter are in the room, and the magistrate has picked up something is wrong. Now, he walked straight to Carolina's pod when he said that. So has he just picked up on the fact that her pod is different? Is he A, picking up on the fact that his wife changed the pod so that Carolina was alone? Is he B, picking up on the fact that the pods are not coping with the energy because he saw the energy fluctuations, that there's too many people and that's not safe? Or is he C, picking up on the fact that someone else has been there and things have been tampered with? Which obviously the third option bodes worst for Alex and Nico, because with the first two he could leave, but with the third one he will investigate. So I feel like this isn't going to end without a fight of some kind, and ideally if Molly and Zavin could turn up with the inhibitor pods, that would be perfect. So I am very much excited, I'm very stressed, and yeah, Leslie, I get why she went to a clinic, I get why she went to a hospital, she kind of had to, she was giving birth and alone, but at the same time she's not only trying to hide the fact that she's pregnant, but she is also giving birth to an alien baby, and surely she remembers at least a little bit of what the pregnancy was like with Carolina. I know she was in Gaborum, I know that they would have dealt with it, so it would have been different, but even so, you think she'd have been a little bit more aware that maybe she can't just go and casually have an ultrasound. She's in quite a difficult position with that, to be honest. So yeah, I am really, really enjoying this season already. We've only had one episode and I'm so excited to see where this show goes next. On to the next episode. Thank you for watching.